What's up, y'all? Let me see this. Seems like it's okay. What's going on, everybody? I think I'm gonna start. Well, I am gonna start streaming around this time, as opposed to 3:30. I'm gonna start streaming close to 3:45 after I go through my process, so I can focus up, and then when I start streaming, I'm able to give you the trades that I'm looking at. So I think that'll be the most efficient way, as opposed to me just going through my list of stocks, not really saying much. I'll start streaming once I have in mind the stocks that I'm likely to trade. Right now, the market is in what I call uptrend mode. Stocks are just going up. You have some that are slightly down, but the market is in what is called in stage 2 uptrend mode, where pretty much buyers are the ones that's in control right now. If you look at the S&P 500, you see I got a yellow bar here, which is a possible sell. But you see this advance from here, it's in an uptrend. Apple, you see all of them are in uptrends. Amazon, which I got a sell signal on Amazon. If you look at these contracts, I gotta go probably 32.70 strike to get around where my price range is. If I go 3,300, is at 34.01. That's $100 away. It would cost me $400 per contract. But there are other opportunities that are, I don't have to risk as much money. I'm looking at, let's see, I got Amazon. I was looking at Disney. I got a buy signal on Disney. And let me see. I'm looking at the 187.50 call. I'll be looking to get into that. It's at 185.80. So we're talking about not even a 1% move. But I'm looking at that 6,200 contracts traded on it. I'm looking at that. And Amazon is giving up a nice formation though. It's giving up a formation I haven't seen in a long time. So I am tempted. I need to, let me see. $32.50. $32.50. It's at around $180, $190. I might be willing to lay that if this formation still holds. Let's see, Disney Dash, CMG. you know, I'm already in SNDL. I'm already in SNDL. I got in that on Friday. That was a buy signal on the weekly chart. Here. It went down. I'm still down $30. I'm still down $49 actually. I was in 10 contracts, got in at 70. But I'm in the $1 strike, so I'm pretty much close to the money. But with this signal here, my bet is that it'll go, you know, maybe to 120. Enough for me to make at least 200% of my money. But we'll see how that unfolds. So the S&P is giving a sell. The SPY is linked to it. Now, with the SPY and the SPX, these are indexes. The SPY is an ETF, which is an exchange traded fund, and it tracks whatever the broader market does. So the good thing about the SPY and the QQ, well, really just the SPY, it has different expirations that you can go. It has an expiration that expires on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it gives you 3 expirations every week. And of course you have the monthly and you have the quarterly. But I trade weeklies. So if I'm going to play this, make this play, betting on a down day for tomorrow, I would probably trade them one day as opposed to going out on Friday. Now by it being close to expiration, you only have one day, the contracts would be cheaper as opposed to trading one that expires in 3 days. Let me show you what I'm saying. Alright, I'm looking at puts. It's a sell signal. Right now the SPY is at 412.79. So anything under 412.79 would be considered out of the money options. So the 412, the 411, the 410, anything below 412 and below are considered out of the money options. And here's the prices. This contract, if I want to bet on the 412, it's going to cost me $70 per contract. See if I can see the volume. Show you. Let me move this. Remember I told you this is one of the most widely traded stocks. I think it's the most widely traded stock. You see it is strike, the 412 strike, which expires tomorrow. It's 100,000 contracts traded. Let me show you the example of, okay, that's the 412 strike. My bet would be that the SPY would go below 412 by tomorrow's expiration if I held it to the close. Now it could go below 412 in the morning and I may just take profits. This contract may go up 100% and I'll just take my profit. But I want to show you what the 412 2 days from now would cost. 3 days remaining to expiration, meaning there's more time value, some more time to expiration. So that same 412, see the difference? Doubled. You have to pay $153 for that contract. So options that have close expirations are the cheapest. Options that have days remaining are the most expensive because you have time value built up in it. Not much time value, but you do have time value. So now another thing, these SPY options trade up to 415. The QQQ is an ETF, the SPY is an ETF, and the IWM is also an ETF. And there are a few others that trade up to 415. So these options, this position, I will wait close to 415 to get into. Anything else close to 4 o'clock, like this Disney's position that I'm looking at, and this Amazon, if it doesn't change, I'm gonna bet on that Amazon. It's 353. So let's look at Disney. Disney. So with Disney, I said I'm looking at the 187.50 call. I'm gonna just go ahead and get into that. That beep indicates that my trade was executed. So I'm in Disney. Let me show you that. See here, I'm in Disney. Bought. Got in at 115. You see that? Price 115, quantity 1. I'm gonna take that Amazon trade, man. 32.50. I'm betting on a 150 point drop, but I like that price. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in. It's 355. I'm gonna wait until it gets closer and closer. Let's see. The 3,300. $97. I might even go to 3,300. I'm still within my 5%. It's just that remember my 5% is 1,300. I'm risking 1,360 in my account. So if I play that Amazon, that would be a bulk of that. But I would still have capital remaining along with the Disney. So, but that would put me closer to the money. This trade, if it works out, I mean, I could make a couple thousand on it. So, but I also can make 1,000 if I, bought the 32.50. It's just a matter of what you're willing to risk on the move. I'm gonna go in and stick with my it's been a long time since I've seen these options on Amazon that cheap, if you can call it that. But make sure I ain't missing nothing. I'll get into this SPY also. Alright, it's time. Let me go in and make my move. I'll stick within my risk parameters. So I got in Amazon. I got in. Let me show you that. So I got into Amazon at 405. I'm in a 32.90 put contract. 32.90 put. Three days to expiration. So my play is here. This is where I'm at. Now tomorrow, if Amazon goes towards that, this option will go up in price. That's the bell indicating that the market is closed. So I'm in the 32.90 at $405, and I'm in Disney. Planning for that to go up, and I'm still in SNDL. And it closed at 98 cents. I'm in the $1 strike, so I'm 2 cents out of the money. So we'll see what happens with that. Closer to 415. I'll get into SPY. Let's go back to that. SPY. What was I looking at? Here. And I'm going to go back to 1 day expiration. I'm looking at the 412, which would be 82 cents out of the money. SPY closed at 412.82. You can see the option still trading. You see that movement? It hasn't closed. So 413 is $100, but the 412 is around $60. So while I'm waiting on that, let me update my spreadsheet real quick. So Amazon took as a sell. risking 408.60 on that trade. Disney. 118.60. And I didn't put the SNDL trade. SDNL. SNDL. I gotta do the math on that. I'm in 10 contracts on the SNDL. So 79.40, 79.45. You know, this isn't really something. It's not really necessary. This is something I like to enter the data because it, for me, it just gives me intimacy with the trading that I'm doing. So that's why I enter the data manually. You got so many programs out there that does this automatically, but I still enter it in manually. So on these 3 trades, I got $606 at risk on these 3 trades so far. So I'm still up under my 1362, so I still have a little money to play with for the week. $750 something to be exact. So this SPY trade, I'll probably get in 2 of these contracts. I like to wait close to 4:15, close to the close to get in, because I've went through getting in the SPY before 4 o'clock and then having the price go against me because it's still trading until 4:15. Again, the SPY, the QQQ, you can see that's still trading. You see it's still trading. And the IWM is still trading as well. So for me, it's just waiting so I can get in at the best possible price. I've been burnt too many times getting in too early, only to have it go against me. But and most likely I'm going to buy 2 of these contracts. Also, this is the start of earnings week. You have a lot of companies that's going to start reporting their earnings. I think we have a few bank stocks that will be reporting tomorrow. They typically started off. So earnings week, playing options into our earnings on a stock, depending on what the volatility is. And these are terms that I'm going to have to explain later in detail, but I haven't been that successful in trading options on an earnings play because the options be so expensive that even if you bet on a move and it goes as you bet, you still could lose money because there's so much volatility built up into the premium that the reward risk ratio is not in your favor. So depending on whatever the price is on an option, on earnings, sometimes I just play the sidelines. I won't even play it. Sometimes the move is made week prior to earnings. You know what I mean? So that's just something that, I haven't had much success with trading options into earnings. And I'll show you examples of what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not sure who reports tomorrow. I think it's Bank of America. I don't think Goldman Sachs. Maybe Morgan Stanley. But I do have an app that I'll check. Let's see which banks report tomorrow. They're saying this app was discontinued. So I have to look into another app. But again, I strictly focus on the price and the charts, what the charts are telling me to do. So, all right, let me go back to tomorrow's expiration. Still got 5 minutes. You see it's constantly changing, so it's giving me that warning sign again about my resolution. I don't know if you guys can see that. Looks fine to me. So I'm gonna probably get into this trade and I will get with you guys tomorrow. We'll see what happens with Amazon, Disney, and SNDL and the XPY. $4.11. So I'm gonna get in 2 of those. So I'm in that at $65. Go ahead and update that. Again, this software that I'm using is TC2000. It's who I trade through. 134.25. So let me go ahead and add that. So I got $740 at risk on these few different trades. So we will see what happens tomorrow. You guys have a safe night, good night, and thanks for listening.